If you wanted to develop a higher kind of level of respect in yourself, like this, feel a little bit more like higher status, maybe, to get a bit more respect or authority from people without being manipulative, certainly you want to feel better inside yourself. Well, today I want to talk about this from one great book that I read and implemented. And if you stay till the end, I have an extra point for you then as well. And if you want to connect more, as always, you can find my links in the show notes below. There was a great book I once read called Higher Status by Jason Capital, and I remember using it, applying it in the workplace, and it worked absolute wonders. It made me feel better as I started applying it, and I saw people responding and behaving differently to me, and that ultimately helped me in my career. And it wasn't from a place of manipulation, of looking down on anyone. Yeah, I felt good about being me. It felt a little bit out of the comfort zone, of course, addressing it. And it's because life's a growth centric experience, not a comfort centric experience, I've come to learn. And I remember just applying it more and more and it getting some really good results. So I wanted to share that with you. And we can make these little changes in our lives, just very, very simple. If you just listen to things, that's going to have an advantage to the psychology feeding. But if you don't take any action from things I tell you about on this, then your life is not really going to change. You may be someone who listens to multiple podcasts and go, oh, nothing's really changing. Well, actually, you've actually got to apply what's in it. If you listen to a business podcast, don't apply it to your business is not going to change. Health podcasts, apply it to your health's not going to change, right? And same with these kind of obviously I'm more keen on this concept of psychology and these mindset type podcasts. If you don't apply things, your state of mind is not going to change. So these are a few things I picked out, just like three real key principles to apply. The first one is really focusing on putting an effort into your body language every single day. That could be in the form of just doing the power pose, Wonder Woman pose in the mirror for like 2 to 3 minutes a day. Could be smiling more, could be holding eye contact a little bit more. The more you practice on your body language, the more you're going to change your physiology and how you're feeling. Right, so that's a really key one. I recommend just Googling Amy Cuddy TED Talk about the power pose, and that's a really good one. I'd also recommend you get the book High Status by Jason Capital. I'm not an affiliate or anything like that, but it's a really great book to get you going. It gives you some good body language in there as well. The second one is your walk. Your walk can ultimately impact how you feel. I sense energy from people in the way they're walking. I could bump into a highly confident guy, and I can tell he's got that energy about him just walking down the street, right? I also see people like in a rush, they're looking down, they don't feel so good. And you can tell that kind of energy. And I've done it myself. When I started walking in certain ways, it makes me feel good. So just even spending, as crazy as it sounds, like 30 seconds to a minute a day, just walking slowly, controlled and calm, that's a really effective one as well. And if you want to know how to do that, look at someone with a lot of energy and confidence. And I would suggest Harvey Specter off Suits is a really good example for that to watch. Or just like maybe a celeb that you admire, right? Whatever gender they are, there's lots of great examples like that. And then the third thing is voice. Voice is really important. Now, if I'm honest, I need to do a little bit more work again on that. But when I started working with a voice coach, my voice changed a lot. I kind of varied it a little bit. So it'd be like, hello. And then it'd be like, hello, I'm Johnny. So there's kind of like the loudness, and there's a deep voice, all those kind of things. So the more you can work on your voice, the bigger impact that's going to have on how you feel and how much confidence you portray as well. Final point I want to share, which is really probably the most important one. I just want to mention again, if you want to connect with me more on social media, you can find my links in the show notes below as well. The final point I want to share is having some kind of purpose and mission. Now, this has been something I've struggled with. I'm like, what's my purpose? What's my purpose? And I know this is a very common asked question in the personal growth space. Your purpose, first of all, is, I heard a great quote, is to find your purpose. And to do that, you just find things you're curious about. I find like just, that excites me, that gives me energy. And then actually really doing more of that. And that's a really good starting point for purpose. I'd also recommend, of course, hiring a coach who can help you with that, because they can guide you, ask you those questions, give you those prompts as well to speed up your journey ultimately as well. So that's what I got for you today. I appreciate you for being here, and remember to lead with your heart, not with fear.